This is the J Pitt Show.
So last episode, we talked about how there were some very large brokerages in Louisville who saw, we didn't say what brokerages, but saw a very steep decline in their volume production of year over year. Do you think this is the year we finally start seeing real estate agents leave the industry like everybody's been yelling about?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's been very resistant to happen. Here's what I think. I think there is a large population of agents that are on in years, retirement age, if you will, that have found it relatively easy to remain in the business despite having their market share cut because it doesn't cost them anything, very little. You know, brokerages have raced to the bottom on it, upfront cost for sure, but total cost. Everything is completely and entirely speculative from a broker standpoint. There have been, now you could call that growth. You could call that the industry developing into what it probably always should have been. I don't know. I personally believe that we are an example of the fact that you can buck certain trends, with skill. You know, I mean, like, we're not the cheapest up front each month. Like, what we're doing is inspiring agents to pay us a fair fee, right? Regardless of whether they sell, to share in some of the risk, right? It's a lot less risk than we incur, of course, but share in some of the risk of momentary lapses in sales, and look at the bigger picture about what value a brokerage offers you, both explicit and implicit value, right? What do we do for you? And then what do we inspire you to do? And I think what our retention is an example of how, you know, people have tended to agree with our approach. I mean, but there are plenty of offices out there. And honestly, chief among the ones who have zero skin in the game is the one that we talked about. We're not naming names, but they ask the absolute least of their agents. They charge nothing up front. They charge nothing on an ongoing basis. They're a low split to the broker concept. You know, they provide very little, you know, and so it's kind of a, you know, I don't know. I mean, they're a brokerage that touts certain things, that's for sure. But I think if you talk to their agents would tell you they find very little value in what the brokerage touts. What they see value in is the low split, is in the autonomy, which unfortunately causes a lot of agents to fail. A lack of accountability leads a lot of agents to fail. Because they're human. So anyway, Ryan, I plan to continue to buck that trend. There will be no race to the bottom for me.
Yeah.
You know, I would rather have an office with no independent agents, right? Or no agents and just sell myself, than have an office full of agents that I never see, that I never talk to, that I don't provide any value to, that's giving me the smallest marginal share of their earnings that one can justify just for me to hang their license.
Yeah.
To disown them anytime they get in trouble because I don't have any revenue to fight any sort of battles for them. Like, it's just not what we are.
Yeah. And back to the original question, I personally think we could start seeing some agents leave the industry. I think.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's needed. It's been needed, you know, but the cost is so little.
I think if you just, what's it cost?
What's
What's it cost to keep your license a year now? Between CE,
$2,500.
I was gonna say $2,500, $3,000 maybe.
If you don't pay anything monthly,
so,
$2,500 to $3,000 between licensure, E&O, CE cost, MLS dues. You know, MLS.
I think if you bump that up to $10,000, you'd see a large portion.
Oh yeah, I mean, been begging for it. I've been clipped on this podcast multiple times saying it.
Yeah, even though the people I give this money to keep my license doesn't seem like they do much for me.
They don't do anything with it.
I'd still do it.
I would do it. I would do it. Like, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of the realtor organizations that I think they don't support us well. Unfortunately, there's nothing personal to any of the local people, and frankly, I don't have an issue with the local people. It's more the national people.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect a lot from the local people. But provide me with a good MLS system to work with. They provide us with the best.
Yep.
I don't need them to have their beautiful office over there that they spend a lot of money on. That is what it is, though. I mean, I'm just not. Yeah, that's not where I'm at.